Hey everyone, you're watching Wisdom Shots. During my teenage years, I used to visit Sabrimala temple every year. We were expected to observe a 41 days fast before visiting this temple. Now, there are a lot of rituals and rules associated with this fast. You have to take baths twice in cold water every day, no shaving, no personal grooming. Some people will walk only barefoot during those periods. You should speak only truth, no sin, no bad thoughts, only vegetarian food. And most importantly, brahmacharya, celibacy. You should avoid all kinds of pleasure and luxuries. So like any other kid, I also asked this question to my elders. Why do we need to do this? So the answer I got was not very convincing. I was told you will get a lot of blessings, which was fine at that time. But I used to love the whole process and used to look forward to this period every year. Recently, I came across this concept called Dopamine Detox or dopamine fasting. This is the latest wellness trend in Silicon Valley. So I can't help but compare this process with the Sabrimala rituals. So what is dopamine detox? So let me start with dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It's a brain chemical messenger. Dopamine is what makes us desire things. It motivates us to take action. So our brain prioritizes things based on how much dopamine we get from different activities. It affects like different parts of our brain, mainly learning, motivation, rewards, wanting, and pleasure. It creates feelings of pleasure and reward, which motivates you to repeat a specific behavior. It's called the happiness hormone or feel-good hormone. So you may wonder if it's a happiness hormone, why dopamine detox? There's a catch. Our life is actually a pursuit of happiness, right? Pleasure, good feelings, comfort. We're constantly looking for stimulus to feel good. We are a pleasure-seeking species. We always look for comfort and excitement. And even if you look at our world, it's designed for positive experiences. The problem is there's an emptiness after the experience and we crave for more pleasure. And above all, we get addicted to it. And you will not have any control over your impulses. And we sacrifice our free will in search of happiness. And this is called dopamine addiction. Now let me give you some examples. Like mindless social media scrolling, online shopping, binge eating, junk food, binge watching, TV, Netflix, etc. Video games. And most of the things are engineered by smart guys, in Silicon Valley to give you a dopamine high. So I'll take social media as an example. The like button in Facebook or Instagram, right? You get a dopamine dose when someone likes your post and when someone shares a positive comment, and then you crave for more, and you open the app again and again. Or junk food. When you eat, or the brain produces dopamine because you anticipate that the food will make you feel good. So more than the actual pleasure, the anticipation of a reward motivates you to take action. It teaches the brain to repeat a behavior. And we're living in a dopamine high world. Everything is a click away. Food, entertainment, any form of pleasure, and it's all there. There is nothing wrong in experiencing all these pleasurable things. The problem is when you overdo this and when it impacts your life. As Rumi says, anything which is more than our requirement is a poison. Right? And the biggest problem is after some time, things which you used to get excited about no longer excite you. And you long for more, like drug addiction. You've heard of insulin resistant, right? And antibiotics resistant. So basically you need high dose to get any effect. Like alcohol. And if you're a hardcore alcoholic, you need to consume some strong stuff to get a kick. So dopamine works in the same way. Your brain get used to having high levels of dopamine, and those levels become your new normal. Okay, now coming to dopamine fasting. So this term was popularized last year by Dr. Cameron Sipo, a clinical professor of psychiatry at the University of California. So one of his LinkedIn posts became viral last year, and a lot of folks started practicing this. So dopamine detox is an idea that if you avoid dopamine stimulating activities for extended period of time, you'll be able to reset your brain and let go of addictive behaviors that negatively impact your life. The compulsive behaviors he cites are emotional eating, excessive internet usage, spending endless time on social media, gaming, gambling, mindless shopping, watching porn, masturbation, adrenaline rush activities, recreational drug, and things like that. And millions of people are addicted to all these things. So taking a break from these behaviors allow your brain to recover and restore. It's not that your dopamine level will come down during this fast, but the thing is, you will have more control over your impulsive behaviors. This is based on CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. So this is how you do it. You can try this once in a week, for a whole day. So start with your phone, digital detox. Put it on Zen mode. No data consumption on that day, and then no junk food, no media, no Netflix. Basically, you're going to remove all sources of pleasure for the entire day. So what to do then, right? So you can focus on your work, meditate, exercise, read, help others, and all other creative stuff. So during dopamine fasting, you'll realize that you'll have all the time in the world to focus on what that matters. So research says on an average, people spend almost 2 hours on social media every day. And it'll be difficult for some of you, it can be challenging, but it's worth it, right? And especially if your dopamine is very high. So I started with Sabrimala fasting, right? It's not Sabrimala. Almost all religions in the world prescribe some form of dopamine detox because our ancestors were very smart in understanding human behavior. So if you have tried any fasting, you know what I'm saying. If you've not eaten, say, for last 24 hours, your next meal will be the most delicious food on this planet, right? On the other hand, if you're having a meal from a 5-star hotel every day, 3 times a day, you will not value that. And you need something extraordinary, some exotic food to get that excitement, right? The same principle applies here. When you take a break from your daily dopamine triggers, you'll start paying attention and you'll start appreciating life and its simple joys. It's not that you have to become like a monk and abstain from all form of pleasure. You can experience all pleasures, have fun, but don't overdo it, right? And from my own experience, I know the power of fasting because I fast on Mondays, regular fasting. So, once in a while, some form of fasting is really good. Fasting will help you with self-discipline, self-control, patience, a sense of achievement, emotional mastery, control over your senses, a lot of other positive attributes. When you fast, you develop appreciation and gratitude for life. So I highly recommend you to give dopamine fasting a try, maybe once in a week. At the end of the day, spending less time on our vices and our devices is probably good for all of us. Thank you so much for watching. Stay strong, stay safe.